Oh, hello there, everyone. What is up this Sunday evening for me? What time is it where everyone's watching from? General Kenobi. Wait, hang on. Am I? Okay, yeah. Yeah. I always have to make sure that my inputs didn't get fricked up. Hello, Sunflowers, Monday, Soth, Meru, Jobster, Monday, Fabricio, Nightwalker, Akun, Kirin, Cabrilla, Richard, Meru, holy crap, I think I always said Meru, Palaguin, Timothy, Kawhi. Hello, everyone. Wow, there's a lot of people in here already. Nightwalker, Jelly, Lone Wolf. Hi, everyone. 10 a.m. for Cabrilla, 7:34 for Meru, 10 a.m. for Jobster. Palaguin, 9:04 Eastern Time, 9 p.m. 9 p.m. 11 in Brazil, 3 a.m. Jeez Louisa Kun. I hear Cyno and I spawn. just burst into reality. All right. No sense in waiting. Doing night shifts. There was sense in waiting because we have I want to knock out both Cyno's story quest and Yoimiya's story quest tonight. And considering my usual level of yap, that could be an all-day affair. So I will try to keep focused. And we'll try to yap as little as possible. But let's start off with a standard poll, because I got a standard poll from Battle Pass. Boop. And a boop and a boop. Oh my gosh, I hope it's a cold steel. I'll take a black Tesla, that's fine. We're up to 55 saved. Boop. I put Mona on the Law and Order team, and despite her being pretty underleveled, and despite her burst with the illusory bubble that she puts on enemies, and Yanfei being the one who is making the vaporize reaction happen when the bubble pops. Yanfei only has like 150 EM or something like that. I really enjoy playing her. She plays so fun. And it's also nice having a taunt that isn't Baron Bunny. I'm enjoying playing her. I pulled Yelan out of this team for Mona. Not saying that Mona is better than Yelan, or I like Yelan more, or that I like Mona more than Yelan. But I want to try more characters. I want to try more characters. Yelan is in every single team, and I've been slowly like putting Xingqiu in more teams where Yelan normally is. Yeah, my first 5-star as well. I mean, the only team she's ever constantly in is Spray Bottles, which is the Mono Hydro team. So, but like I wanna use Fischl more. I want to use Toma more. These are all characters that obviously they're gonna need to be built, so it's gonna be a while before I can really use them. Even Charlotte in Medical Harem. I want to understand Charlotte more. I want to use Charlotte more. And then I have 2 new teams as well, which is just 2 teams of my wife's favorite characters. So, in no real particular order, I just, Gaming, I feel like, is the DPS of between these 4. It's funny, you have a shielder and 2 healers, but because they're so low level, they hardly do any damage and they get 1 shot immediately. But, and then strangely enough, Amber is on my wife's second team of faves. Such a good DPS. Does his burst do something similar to like the sacrificial weapons, where it will end the cooldown of his skill while he's in his burst. He's also super fun to play. Only level 40, and like I loaned Yenfei's artifacts to him, and he still doesn't do hardly any damage and have any HP. But he is so much fun to play, jumping around and everything. Anyways, like a Pyro Xiao. He has let's use his E more frequently. That means burst heals him. His E harms him and refreshes E. Oh, gives multiple uses for E. E. Interesting. I have a coffee, and let's get down to business. Okay, so the caravan is the place we need to avoid because that's where Fontaine stuff begins. Just reminding myself of that, and let's get down to business.
What they say is true. You have to see the world for yourself to appreciate how beautiful it is.
I agree, Nahida. I agree, Radish. How's everyone doing today? I think I did all my dailies, claimed all of my dailies. Dailies. Ow, I have a teleport up there. I don't know why we're running all over the place. Oh, when it's further down, I went too high. Tainari reference. Okay, let me give this a wide arc because I don't want it to just like steal my focus and all of a sudden Zhongli falls to his death because it decided to just activate the quest mid-glide. There we go. Sit. Stand.
Wait, you two! Just a moment, please. You're the traveler in Paimon, right? I thought you two looked familiar. People have been talking all about you. It's a pleasure to meet you. Do you have a moment? There's something I'd like to discuss with you.
Who are you?
My name is Nabil.
Hi.
I'm a Matra in the academia. You're friends with Cyno, right? I've heard him mention you before. Currently, Cyno is out investigating a case involving smuggled canned knowledge. It's been days since we've last heard from him.
Oh no. Do you think he's in trouble?
Well, to be completely honest, it's pretty hard to imagine anything that could pose a threat to Cyno. But since we haven't heard from him, we're starting to suspect that the case might be more complicated than we had originally thought. Word has it that you two are brave, smart, and extremely capable adventurers. Do you think you could lend us a hand and help investigate the smuggling?
All of those things are true, my good sir.
Alright, since you asked so nicely, we'll help.
Do you have any further intel regarding this case?
Large amounts of canned knowledge from unknown origins have been appearing on the market recently. Cyno suspected that there's a secret route being used to move the capsules. According to some research, using large amounts of canned knowledge could lead to some serious consequences. And unfortunately, most people have yet to realize that. Rumors also have it that some particularly dangerous canned knowledge has made its way into the market. Regardless of whether the rumors are true or not, this case calls for urgent action. Last we heard from Cyno, he was investigating somewhere outside Sumeru City. It seems that he had found some leads at the time, but we haven't heard from him since.
Sounds like we better go look for him. Come on!
Let's go. Jeez. Okay. I think we're back. The internet just The internet completely just went to 0 kilobytes on my side. Ones in chat if we're back. if things are back. Cuz it took forever to we're back. Okay. It took forever for the quest to actually like
Something on your mind?
hop off of ether and go back into normal. And I looked over at my OBS and it was like, oh hey, you're at 0 kilobytes per second. I was like, please don't do this. Please no. We've been on a really good streak, internet. Dropped but refresh is fine. Cool. Oh, spin crystal. How do I use the spin crystals? I have a crap ton of them. They're for the teapot, right? But how do I use them? They're music discs, right? In pot. Thank you for the well wishes. I have to buy player. Gotcha. Thank you for the well wishes for when I was sick as well on Friday during that short stream. That short stream. Short 6 stream. I am feeling maybe not much better, but I'm feeling I'm feeling much better compared to how I was. So thanks all. Ooh, pyro pillars. Pyro pillars.
Cyno! There you are! We finally found you!
Ah, it's you two. I knew I sensed a familiar presence, but I'm very busy at the moment. We'll have to chat some other time.
Heard about the case of the smuggled canned knowledge.
That's right! Nabil asked us to come and check on the situation.
So Nabil told you about this? Divulging my location without authorization. I'll let it slide for now. This isn't the time for that. I see. Well, the situation might be more problematic than you anticipated. I've already questioned several people, but gained very little information. Long story short, I was able to learn of the secret location where the canned knowledge is being sold. You're welcome to accompany me if you're interested.
Whoa. Sounds pretty complicated. But having a chance to catch bad guys with Cyno, it's like we're a part of the Matra. Alright, sign us up!
Where do you think Psy Yes is? I need... Everyone pulls out Amber to do the torch puzzles. Often I'll just pull out Yenfei if it's one that I can just walk up to. Like that. Like that. Like, if it's one that I can... There, she did it. I don't need no Amber. I've got my blind attorney. That's why we use Amber. Are you joking me, Yenfei? Yeah, often when I was running my Raiden team, I would have Bennett. Oh, which one of these things? I would have Bennett in the team so I could just run up and just swipe at it. And then this one, I need one of those crystals. Probably need Deandrogrona. Yeah! Whoa. What's a floating cotton ball? Hello, floating cotton ball. There's a dog here! Where's this cotton ball going? I'm already distracted. I was like, I'm going to be focused today because we have a lot to do. I'm already distracted by a flying oddish. What the balls? Hi, dog. All right, I'll come back to this later. he says with confidence. Chest. There's a chest here. Hey, Fatui bros. Oh, all I had to do was zap it? Oh. Zap for chest. I have such dumb naming conventions. Chest. Shrine of Derps. Shrine of Derps. Charlenge. Ak. Neither one of those were. Arrest the suspects.
Is this all you got? Seems even less than last time.
What difference does it make? If you see something you like, buy it. If not, then keep walking.
They've been cracking down on us lately, so we don't have much on hand. If you see something that catches your eye, then now's your chance. There's no telling when we'll have more.
What does the academia think they're doing? Alright, I'll take these here. Let me see what else you have.
All of those?
I don't see any real gems in this batch. It's all pretty ordinary stuff. Whatever, how much do I owe you?
150K. Show us the Mora, and you'll get the goods.
Put the Mora down and your hands up.
It's Cyno! When's he ever gonna let up?
Hey, forget the goods! Let's split!
Hey, let's...
But don't forget the Mora!
Dun dun! Not so fast! I can't escape with Paimon on the case!
She just did the Law and Order theme. Dun dun!
What is this? He's got backup now? Doesn't everyone say Cyno works alone? I don't like the looks of this. Either way, it's gonna be a tough fight. Any ideas?
It's over. It's not like we're making a big cut anyway. I'm not losing my life here.
Huh? Did they really just give up like that?
Apparently.
Just like the others I've cut. They're not deep in the circle, just dealers at the bottom of the chain.
Yeah, they don't have like, dude, they're the like, I just work here, man. Like,
All right, I have one question and one question only. Where did you get this canned knowledge?
bro, Cyno's VA. I love Cyno's VA. He has such that like authoritative voice, but also the like he has the very calm, smooth voice too.
The pickup location is different every time. The boss tells us where it's gonna be and that's it. We don't get a say in it. He sends someone every 5 days to bring us the goods.
Weird.
And when is the next batch coming?
I don't know.
He's telling the truth. Honest. Normally, we should have received a shipment 3 days ago, but we didn't get anything. The stock we have right now is from 8 days ago, which is why there isn't much left.
Seems this isn't getting anywhere. Cyno wasn't getting anywhere. He said intel was hard to come by. Well, because they clearly are just like lackeys at the bottom of the food chain. They probably aren't saying anything because they don't know anything. It's not like they're trying to play hard to get or anything.
I know exactly why they didn't receive their last batch. 3 days ago is exactly when I started my investigation. I suspect who's ever running this whole thing knew that I was coming. So they cut all contact with these dealers. When you were trying to escape, you said something about me working alone. Where did you hear that from?
Are you kidding? We've known your name since day one in this business. The boss warned us to watch out and even gave us info about you. But here we are. I guess we never stood a chance.
What a snitch.
They already knew all about me and were trying to avoid being detected from the very beginning. These small fries are the only ones they leave out in the open. And no matter how many we catch, it won't further our investigation.
The boss.
If only we had another lead. Like a merchant who sells large amounts of canned knowledge.
We know someone.
Oh, you mean someone like Dori?
Do you have a potential suspect? You'd better bring them to me for judgment.
Right away, sir. I don't like scam artists.
Woo! Judgment?
That's right. I won't turn a blind eye on any dangerous suspect.
Oh! Sounds like we shouldn't ever let Cyno meet Dori.
Oh, we don't know any merchants. I'll sell her out. I don't know much about her.
I see. Anyway, I'll think of a way to deal with these two and then continue gathering information. If you manage to learn anything, you can find me at Caravan Rebot.
Caravan Ribbit.
And as for you, I don't ever want to catch you buying canned knowledge again. If you possess any unused knowledge capsules, then you should submit them to the authorities immediately.
Okay, I got it. Just keep your nose out of my business.
Hey! What's with the attitude, mister?
What, you got a problem with that too? Listen, buying canned knowledge is a deal between two people, the buyer and the seller. We don't need people like you butting in on our business here. Think about it. If the academia is hoarding something as convenient and useful like canned knowledge, then they must have been planning only to use it for themselves. Am I right?
They must have had their own reasons. However, it usually is the case that those reasons aren't awesome ones.
The academia has clearly published the potential dangers of canned knowledge. I don't like having to repeat things. And besides, I'm sure you wouldn't listen anyway. I just hope you understand that your actions are what fuels the smuggling of canned knowledge. If I ever catch you again, I will personally see to it that you are punished. All right, Traveler. I need to go now.
Ha! You think you can scare me?
Yes.
Traveler, why don't we go talk to Dori? She's got loads of connections and might be able to tell us something about all this. If Paimon remembers correctly, she's usually at the Palace of Alcazar's array. Let's go!
Let's roll. So there is a part of that quest where he's in Caravan Rebot as well. However, someone said, Fabricio said, if you have to go during the quest, it's just a short talk about leaving Samara to Fontaine, which is good to know. That it won't just launch me into, like 30 minutes of dialogue or something. I have coffee. Ooh, a waypoint. A viewpoint I haven't gotten yet. Has everyone gotten all their viewpoints? Oh, is this a sit? It's a sit spot. Whoa. You guys were right. They know exactly. They know damn good and well how beautiful this game is, and they just put these sit spots in. Why does he look so awkward sitting there? No, more or less trying to. Ask Dori for information.
Speak with the butler if there's something you need.
You said butler. Nerd. Hello.
I see. So that's the latest scoop. Good thing you didn't rat me out. Otherwise, who knows where I'd have to be hiding to avoid attention.
Do you know who is smuggling the canned knowledge? I definitely won't use this information for anything that would, what's the word? Oh my gosh, my brain. Connect you. Holy, that would connect you to any crimes.
No idea. Sorry. I've already cashed out of the canned knowledge business.
Uh-huh.
Huh? You mean you stopped selling it? That's right. With so much canned knowledge flooding the market, it was becoming impossible to fetch decent prices anymore. Besides, it seems that group of smugglers has practically taken over the market. It's a little rule of mine to never fight for a share of someone else's market. If I'm gonna make Mora, it's gonna be the lion's share. Plus, with regulations getting as tight as they are now, I figured I might as well just hang it up. Oh, sounds like we came all this way for nothing.
Yes, assuming Dori's telling the truth.
Well, not completely. Granted, I don't know who's behind all the smuggling activity, but since you didn't sell me out, I'll let you in on what I do know. After all, those smugglers have really crossed the line, butting their way into the market like that. I hope their luck runs out soon so that I can take over. I mean, so that the industry can become more fairly regulated.
Uh-huh.
Hey, you just want to make more business for yourself.
Is selling canned knowledge really that lucrative?
Don't underestimate its value. Think about it. You can gain all sorts of knowledge while bypassing the troublesome process of studying. Naturally, that makes it a product worth a high price. Of course, not everyone needs that kind of knowledge, but in a market as big as Sumeru, there is plenty of demand. Plus, the cost of production is relatively low, so even if dealers have to cover transportation costs, there's still an enormous profit to be made. Then why does the academia prohibit selling canned knowledge? Being able to gain complex knowledge and become a scholar with the snap of your fingers does sound like a dream, doesn't it? But everything in the world comes at a price, right? Gaining knowledge is a complicated process. It requires learning, thinking, and practice. Even when it comes to my own business, I have to go through a lot of preparation before I put anything out for sale. But with canned knowledge, one may simply skip all the hassle and get whatever they need to know immediately. That inherently leads to at least two potential problems. First, you'll accept the knowledge as factual without a second thought, and you'll find it very hard to forget. This means that if the knowledge is flawed, then it'll be very difficult to correct.
Makes sense.
And second, excess use of knowledge capsules over an extended time diminishes your ability to think. You'll end up becoming like a library that can only store knowledge. Oh, that does sound pretty dangerous. Traveler, you used canned knowledge before. Did you feel any negative effects?
Yes, I'm literally a walking not in particular.
Of course, using it sparingly is not an issue, which is exactly why I used to sell it. It's just like how medicine can be used to cure diseases, but can also do harm when overused. It all comes down to balancing the right amount. Anyway, back to the point. There'll be consequences if the sale of canned knowledge by those smugglers is left unchecked. And what's worse, you're playing right into their hands by focusing only on the canned knowledge that's made its way into the market.
Okay, yeah.
As far as I know, their real purpose is to distribute information about the Court of Desolation. That's where the real business opportunity is. The Court of Desolation? What's that? Rumor has it that it's a site of ruins from the age of King Deshret. It's said that with the treasures inside, one can see beyond life and death. But any research of the ruins is strictly banned by the academia. Word on the street is that there'll be an auction taking place in the desert. They're auctioning rare canned knowledge, some of which is related to the Court of Desolation. Once I heard about the auction, I began to suspect that all the canned knowledge popping up on the market is just a diversion. I'd wager that their real target is the Court of Desolation.
What's the purpose of hosting an auction?
Because studying those ruins is not just a simple matter. It requires knowledge spanning several fields. So, if they're aiming to quickly assemble a research team, canned knowledge would be the best solution. As for the auction, chances are they're trying to attract and scout out anyone with interest or expertise on the subject. On the other hand, no one can say for sure that they will ever succeed in finding the Court of Desolation. So, they might as well just make a fortune while they're at it by hyping up the related canned knowledge at the auction.
Yeah, I guess. It's a way of looking at it.
Looks to Paimon like we better head to the desert and see the auction. Who knows, we might find some leads there. That's right. And Now that I've shared all that valuable info with you, it's time to introduce our limited edition desert travel kit. It comes complete with a map straight to the auction location.
I 100% thought she was gonna be like, now that I shared all that valuable info with you, that'll be 500,000 mora. None of this intel is free.
As I said, I also have to make preparations before I sell things, right? Now, let me consider how much I should sell this for.
There it is.
I've got it. 500,000 mora per kit. That's quite the bargain. We'll even offer a 50% discount for little Paimon's travel kit. Only 250,000 mora. What? That's super expensive. No need to worry, little one. Cyno's the one heading this investigation, isn't he? I'll be sure to bill all the expenses to him. All you'll need to do is tell him to go to the Merchants Guild and pay the bill once the mission is completed. Just, be sure to not send him directly here, though, okay? That would leave me completely in the open.
Of course not.
I'm sure the General Matra of the Academia would never leave any debt unpaid. And I can only imagine the funds he's allocated for investigations. Oh, maybe I should charge him more. We'd better get going. If Dori keeps at it, we'll be out of mora.
Speaking of out of mora. Okay, that is blocked by this. So we actually will have to go do that real quick. So when did Cyno's quest come out? It must have had to come out before. I was about to say after Fontaine, but that wouldn't make any sense. It's just it came out before Fontaine, which is why this is in the way. In the way of it. All right, let's knock that out real quick, so we can just get that area unclogged. De way. Okay, just making sure this is blocked by that, which is what we are navigating to currently. Okay, bonkity bonk.
Good old caravan rebot. Now let Paimon think. What were we up to the first time we came here?
Up to no good. 3.1. Cyno during Act 3.4 of Sumeru. Gotcha.
Oh, Paimon remembers. Nahita's consciousness had been trapped by the doctor, but we followed the clues she left behind to help her.
Good memory, Paimon. I guess we may have stumbled upon this place at some point before.
So much time has already passed since then, and it seems Sumeru's changing for the better now that Nahita's in charge, right? Paimon just hopes this peace will last a long time, and then Nahita won't have any more new problems to deal with.
Yes, but as long as we're around, it's hard to say what will happen.
Yeah, guess you're right. We somehow always find ourselves right in the thick of it. Who knows what will happen next? Come to think of it, maybe it's all because of you. Maybe you're just a magnet for trouble.
Protagonists do that. I was just thinking you might be the problem, Paimon.
Huh? Me? Before Paimon ran into you, Paimon never ran into any trouble. At most, when she was super tired, Paimon got caught in some strange whirlpool and sucked out into sea. And even then, you fished Paimon out. Anyway, for Nahita's sake, maybe we should think about heading to our next destination for now.
Next stop. The next stop is the Fontaine line.
Look who it is. Running into you in a place like this.
Okay.
Still love wandering around.
I'll stop. No, I won't.
Oh, it's Dia! Since when are we just wandering around? We're usually taking care of some serious business. Even though it may have nothing to do with our journey. But never mind that. What brings you here?
I just finished a commission in the desert for a usual client of mine. Nothing too interesting. Just escorting a shipment of goods. I'm on my way to report back.
I thought she was with Dunyarzad, and they were going somewhere other than the desert. No, was it that they were going to the desert because Dunyarzad had never been to the desert? I don't remember.
That's when I saw you two all the way over there, chatting away. What were you two talking about anyway?
Just, going to Fontaine, Okay, hello.
You
Oh my
serious?
gosh.
Can't say I saw that coming. But you are travelers after all. I guess you'd never stay for too long in one place. Bumping into you like this will become a rarity. I'm starting to feel sad just thinking about it. Hey, how about I gather a few mercs to escort you to? What do you say?
You know, if you just came home on standard banner, then it wouldn't be a problem, dear. But instead, I got a Tainari constellation that I didn't need.
Thanks, but no need. Oh, Paimon had no clue you'd miss us so much. But don't worry, we'll come back to see everyone when we get a chance.
Sounds good. All you need to do to get to Fontaine is cross this stretch of desert and navigate some waterways. Knowing you two, I'm sure it won't be anything you can't handle.
I just realized that Ruka Devada's theme is playing. That,
So, when are you leaving?
not for several months, probably. We'll leave as soon as we finish a few more preparations.
Oh, wait a sec. Paimon just remembered there are still a few dishes in Sumeru that Paimon hasn't tried yet. Now, where's that list Paimon made?
Sussy eyeglass man says,
I see. Guess you won't be needing a going away party or anything. It's sad enough to see you go like this. Though, now that I think about it, Sumeru wouldn't be what it is today without you. Seems true heroes always prefer leaving quietly.
By the way, should we go say bye to Nahida?
She'll know from our dreams. That, in her case, she'll know from our dreams. I would like to go say goodbye, though, but she'll know from our dreams.
Oh, good point. Then there's no need to bother her in the real world.
Then, I guess this is goodbye for now, Traveler in Paimon. Whether as a client or a friend, you're always welcome to come find me.
Take care. Come home.
Goodbye, dear. Bye-bye, Sumeru.
After settling matters in Sumeru, we continue the Cyno quest that we had just been doing. Holy balls! I didn't mean to be here. Someone said in the comments, and I honestly agree with them that like my rules, my personal rules for like not wanting to look at things is kind of silly and doesn't make a whole lot of sense. I'm not gonna get rid of that rule, but I don't disagree that it's kind of silly. There we go. Suspicious smuggling. Suspicious smuggling case. I just want to be able to. I remember the reason I have those silly rules. I will expand on that briefly. Actually, the reason I have that rule is because when I found out that after the Mondstadt, after the Mondstadt Archon quest, right? Teleports all over the world. Well, I guess just teleports for like because there was no teleports for Inazuma because of the Sakoku decree. But a teleport opened up in Fontaine. And I was like, well, let's go over there and look at Fontaine and maybe gather resources for Fremine and Charlotte. And I got over there and I was like, I shouldn't be here. Like this just feels like a place that I'm here too early. And I was like, kind of weird, but not a huge deal. But then when we walked into Chenyu Vale, not even necessarily the correct way, but when we summited the hill and the music started, like right as we summited the hill, I think it was around here, like near Mount Outsong actually. We summited the hill, the music swelled right as we like the world, right as Chenyu Vale opened up and like we crested that hill. That's the way I want to see things for the first time. So that's why I have that rule that kind of doesn't make sense, but it's because I want to be able to see things for the first time with that swell of music as I crest the hill, instead of, you know, something else. But at the end of the day, that commenter does have a good point that it kind of doesn't make sense because you're going to see stuff in the distance anyway, but you don't have context to what it means. So like the mausoleum of King Deshret we saw when we went to find the Dendro hypostasis. Like that's not a big deal because I didn't know what it was. It's just like, hey, upside down pyramid, and it's difficult to ignore when it's such a big thing in in the world. This
Boats are made.
boats are made. They are. Good job, Zhongli. There's like a clock tower or something that you could see from Chenyu Vale. There's Fontaine stuff you could see all the way from Liyue. And it'd be kind of silly to say, oh, I don't want to look at that, even though it's clear in the distance. I just don't want to see, you know, when we were here looking at this, I don't want to really study that and potentially spoil anything for me. It's a silly rule, but it's my rule. So
For transferring commodities back and forth.
yes.
And
Silence, grandfather.
Cyno! We got news for you. What the smugglers are really after is a chance to research the Court of Desolation. They are hosting an auction in the desert to sell canned knowledge about those ruins.
The Court of Desolation. I won't ask how you came by this intel, but is it reliable?
Should be.
We also heard that the Court of Desolation contains treasures from the time of King Deshret. Is that true?
Partially. It was a secret place built by a dark sect from the age of King Deshret. The ruins do contain treasures, but the place is also rife with unknown dangers. According to past research, one must forfeit their life as the price of entering. They are not some ordinary ruins, so the academia has strictly prohibited any related research.
That's odd. Must forfeit their life as the price of entering?
However, if they are using the canned knowledge as a way to move information and recruit researchers, then I suppose your conclusion does hold some validity. Regardless, we need to go into the desert.
Are there many people trying to study the Court of Desolation?
Less in recent years, but there are always those who attempt to do so, both inside and outside the academia. After all, legends claim that whoever obtains the treasures inside can see beyond life and death, or even resurrect the dead. Death is often the greatest grievance for many people. Though they're fully aware that the chance of these rumors being true are slim, they hold tight to such fantasies and pursue them regardless. That's why some continue to research it, regardless of it being a restricted subject. On top of that, it's hard to track the source of information contained in canned knowledge. Do you know where the auction is taking place?
We do, actually.
Good. We'll go investigate. But before that, we'll have to get rid of these people tailing us.
Huh? People tailing us?
That's right. Let's begin to leave town and see what happens. I'm sure they'll reveal themselves as soon as we make a move. Don't worry. I'll make short work of them.
That's Cyno for you. But we can lend a hand too, you know.
Leave. He's very intimidating in a way that you wouldn't think. I don't know why, but like he like his character, when I saw him, just like visuals, I didn't think he'd be a super intimidating person. But like he's got that energy of someone that's just like, no, I'm gonna break your legs. And you're like, okay, I believe him. What are these little things even called? I always call them fennec foxes because they look like fennec foxes. But if they're not fennec foxes, even though they look like fennec foxes. Desert foxes? They're called raw meat quantity 2.
Hold it right there. Heading to the desert, are we? I would think twice if I were you.
Huh? Who are you?
That doesn't matter. All you need to know is that someone wishes to inform you that it's not too late to turn back. You must be Cyno. I've heard a lot about you. You've got quite a reputation. But this time you're in over your head. Unless you turn around right now, I'm afraid that even you won't return unscathed. And as for you two, why bother sticking your noses in trouble that doesn't even concern you?
Boredom. Boredom. And we're here to help Cyno.
That's right. We won't just sit
Have you really thought it through? You're not just doing this for recognition, are you, Cyno? My employer said that he's willing to compromise as long as you just walk away. He could, for example, reduce the amount of canned knowledge on the market. I'm sure that would help your investigation appear to be successful enough. On top of that, he's willing to give you a cut of the profit. So you see, you get both Mora and a boost to your reputation. I can't think of a reason why you would pass that up.
Is that so? Well, I can't think of a reason why I'd accept. I've heard enough. Get out of my way.
Sorry, no can do. We're getting paid to ensure you disappear. Since you won't turn back willingly, then we're gonna have to make you go back.
I'm sure that'll turn out wonderfully for you. Oh, hey, Trial Cyno! I think I used him in theater once. Oh my gosh, not her. Here, just throw that out. Just throw that out. Nowhere to run. These attack cycles are really cool. I like them. I like them a lot. Every time I get a trial character, I always use them as a DPS, even whether they're meant to be used as that or not, because I just want to see their attacks. That's cool. He's got the Wolverine claws. What's the eye? Looks like A's eye. Also, that burst lasts crazy long, doesn't it? Does it seem like that burst lasts a crazy long time? Oh, not you. 5, not 4.
This doesn't change anything.
You skill during eye to do the big damages.
You're in over your head, Cyno. There will be others coming for you. You'll regret it. Let's get out of here.
Coward. Shouldn't we follow them?
No need. Even if we apprehend them, there'll be little information to gain. Besides, it might also be a trap. I apologize for bringing you into this dangerous mess. Just being associated with me will inevitably cause you to become targets as well. You should be careful from now on. Sleep with one eye open.
Wait, hold on. There's no way anyone could sleep without closing their eyes. Right?
Paimon, please.
You'd be surprised. Anyway, just be careful. Mercenaries are never quick to forget. In their line of work, even a single failure is bad for reputation. They may even stay hidden in some dark corner for a very long time, waiting for the right moment to ambush you. They'll do anything to keep their prestige intact.
You're speaking from experience, aren't you, Cyno?
Yes. I remember it like it was yesterday. I was carrying out a mission with one of my superiors. I didn't have much experience at the time, and I let my guard down after we had closed the case. We ended up being attacked by the remainder of the mercenaries. My superior was injured while protecting me, and we struggled to gain control of the situation. I've become more vigilant ever since, staying alert even while I sleep.
Whoa, who could have seen that coming? Was he okay?
He survived with a fractured wrist.
Ouch.
It took 2 months for him to recover, but luckily, there weren't any further complications. Last year, he transferred to an administrative role for personal reasons, and no longer participates in live missions. His name is Taj Radkani, a very well-respected Matra. You'll have the chance to meet him someday. Anyway, our mission will be dangerous. I'm already used to such grueling conditions, but I don't want to see you two get hurt.
Don't worry, Paimon will stay alert. We'll see danger coming a mile away.
We've also experienced a lot of sticky situations.
Good. Don't worry. It won't be long till we're at the bottom of this.
Like this one time I was just trying to help my buddy who was going to be executed, and all of a sudden I was transported to a different dimension by the Electro Goddess herself.
And once this is all over, I'll sweep away any other hidden dangers.
What the frick? Go to the desert auction site. Want me to use this game? Let me change my pants. Let me change teams. Nifty-o. Kind of gives you nifty, and it gives you a way, it gives you a method to get there directly from there that's quick and scenic and takes you right by a waypoint if you hadn't unlocked it. And holy crap, this looks pretty. I see everything. Right here. This is the desert auction site?
So hot. If only there was some shape for us to cool off under.
Maybe we should take a break.
We still have a long way to go, so you'll need to hang in there for a while longer. This is not a good place to rest anyway.
Okay. But don't you feel hot too, Cyno?
Of course, but I'm accustomed to these conditions.
Care to share any tips? Paimon's about to melt away.
Here's a tip, Paimon. Go into your mirror dimension for a bit.
Just try to stay focused. Use your willpower to support your mind. The moment you start to give in is when you'll feel more tired. Take one step after another. Don't let your mind perceive your body's limitations. We must get somewhere safe before we can relax.
Okay, if you say so. But where would be a more safe place to rest? Paimon thinks this is a perfectly safe place to stop. Just look around, it's just sand and desert. There aren't any monsters for miles around. Whoa! Where did these scorpions come from?
Watch out. Something's not right about them.
Land lobsters. Witness the power of goop. I don't know why I'm pulling all of this out for just some scorpions. Grandpa still got it.
Well, Paimon really didn't expect to see those here.
Cyno really just went, just don't be tired. Simple, Paimon. Just don't be tired. I'm tired. Don't.
Those weren't just normal scorpions. See? There are marked numbers on their pincers. They were raised by someone.
So you mean...
Someone doesn't want us to show up at the auction. These scorpions were sent to keep us away. We are surrounded by desert as far as the eye can see. If we were killed out here, nobody would ever know.
True.
This place is super dangerous. Good thing we didn't let our guard down.
Something's not right. There are no roads in the desert, so how could they know where we are? Stay still.
It's my belly button. What the...
Here's the answer. It must have planted this on you.
There's a tracking device in my belly button.
Huh? What is it?
A miniature tracking device made by the Ksharawar. They can use this to discern your approximate location. But this device wasn't licensed for mass production. Where did they get it? Could someone from the Ksharawar also be involved? But that doesn't seem right.
Whoa! Paimon never knew that kind of thing even existed! Why would it be on him?
They probably planted it on the Traveler during our fight with the mercenaries earlier.
Didn't even notice.
It was a frantic fight. It's only natural you didn't notice the device.
Well, good thing you were able to find it, Cyno. Now let's get rid of it.
No. Hold on to it for now. It might still be useful for us. Let's keep heading to the auction. It would be dangerous to linger here any longer.
Scorpion. We are in the middle of nowhere.
They're back again! How many of them are there?
Not gonna lie, I kind of forgot that I didn't have Yanfei in #1 on this team. I don't know why. I thought I was still playing Law and Order. Free meats. There's no meats. They didn't meet. This has been quite the meeting so far. But it hasn't, because no meat drops. Okay. Are all of those canon knowledge? -2.
Weird. Is this where the auction is?
There's nobody here except a fennec fox and a sumpter beast.
Yeah.
That's not a
a
sumpter
single
beast.
soul. Maybe they're on break right now or something.
We didn't waste any time getting here after we defeated those mercenaries. They shouldn't have been able to give any warning of our arrival. But even so, they still knew we were coming. Someone here must have been watching the tracker and warned everyone to clear out.
Aw, what should we do now?
We searched the area. They couldn't have moved all the knowledge capsules so quickly. There might still be something left for us to find.
All right, let's take a good look around the area.
Ordinary canned knowledge seems to have nothing to do with the Court of Desolation. Large amount of canned knowledge has been piled here, enough to fetch an extremely large amount of more at market price. That one's got an arrow on it. I wonder what that could mean. Oh, it is a sumpter beast. Sumpter beast drinking water leisurely and seems to be completely unaffected. Scattered footprints may not have been completely buried by the wind and sand, but it's impossible to speculate on the direction of the merchant's escape with the footprints.
Did you find anything?
No, nothing in particular.
Only some average-looking knowledge capsules.
It's possible there weren't many knowledge capsules containing info about the Court of Desolation, so they carried those off. But don't worry, I have another idea. You two start heading back the way we came. I will remain hidden here.
Wouldn't they notice that you're not traveling with us anymore and they wouldn't return to the camp?
Come back and meet me here after some time has passed. I'm sure something will come up by then.
So that's why you wanted me to carry the tracking device. Oh, I get it.
They packed up in a hurry and didn't have time to carry off all their goods. They won't just leave them here. Once they think we've left the premises, they'll be back to pick up their belongings. We just need to make sure the tracker goes far enough from here to make them assume that it's safe to come back.
Oh, Paimon gets it. We'll lure them out because they'll think we've left. Okay, we'll start heading away and leave this place to you.
Yes, and don't worry. If they dare to return, I'll make sure they stay.
Don't run. You'll just die tired.
There's no time to lose. Leave as soon as you're ready.
I'll go this way. Read his mind. Read his mind. Ah! It's because he's questing right now. There's a shocking amount of people whose minds I have not read. Fraud. Don't have an animo character right now. Can't blow that up. Where are we going? Do I have a teleport near where we're... Not really. Oh, we're going towards Aru Village, though. Questioning. Hi. Don't mind me. I don't really need your drops right now, so I'll let you live. I do need these, though. We could always use more crystal flies.
Ugh, so tired. We've probably gone far enough now, right?
This is far enough. Oh, this is pre-Act 5 of Sumeru? Huh.
Yay. Let's rest for a little while before we go back to find Cyno. It's probably about time for us to head back to the auction. Let's go. Maybe Cyno's finally found some leads.
Yes, and Cyno and his first released on 3.1, Act 5 released 3.2. Ah. Interesting. This is the place where I thought Dia was going to betray us and she was going to become a villain. Pretty sure that was right there. The scorpions are kind of cute. Who agrees? Anyone agree? Am I crazy? Are these scorpions kind of cute? Someone's returned. Food drops. Yeah, kinda.
Looks like Cyno caught someone. So you're the bad guy behind all this, aren't ya? All right, tell Paimon everything you know.
Does he know anything about the smuggling? Paimon, shush for a second.
I didn't act immediately when he showed up. Rather, I laid low and observed for a while instead. He is not the primary instigator, but he is most likely one of the more important dealers here. Am I right?
Am I right?
Yes, impressive. You certainly live up to your reputation, Cyno. If I had any idea you were still around, I wouldn't have gotten so greedy.
Huh? Greedy? What do you mean by that?
Once everyone knew you were coming, all the canned knowledge dealers abandoned their goods and fled at once. Obviously, there wasn't time to pack up everything. Since all the goods were just left here unsupervised, I thought I'd use the opportunity to come back and take what I could. You know, free merchandise is good business, but I suppose there's no use explaining it now.
Let's just scab them right off your bros.
You must know who's manufacturing and selling the canned knowledge, correct? Will you tell us willingly? Or do I need to make you talk?
No, I'll talk. But before that, perhaps we can take the conversation elsewhere? If we stay here, chances are that someone will see me with you. That would put both me and my family in danger.
All right. Where do you suggest we go?
How about my home in Aru Village? It should be safe there.
Fine. Let's head out. You can throw away the tracker now, traveler.
Paimon can eat it.
Listen, buddy, you better not try to trick us.
Come on now. Do you really think I'd try to pull anything under Cyno's watch?
Yes.
Seriously, what can I even do?
There's an egg up here before I teleport. Boop, boop, boop. Sorry, I'm kind of sniffling tonight. I guess I'm not 1,000% over whatever was ailing me on Friday.
Dad, you're back. Oh, we have guests?
Hello.
Hi there.
This is my daughter, Seeming. She can be a little shy of strangers. Why don't you run along now, dear? Dad needs to talk with our guests.
Oh, okay.
Everyone knows Cyno in our business, but let me ask, who are you two?
I'm me.
Paimon is Paimon, and this is the Traveler.
To be honest, I really didn't expect to see Cyno, the lone operator, working with any partners. When I saw the tracker start moving away, I assumed you had decided to just go back empty-handed. But even though you caught me, I'd still urge you to stop while you still can. You should abandon this investigation.
Why is that?
Everything from the manufacturing of canned knowledge to the sales and even splitting the profits. Every step of the process involves dozens, if not hundreds of people. Massive profits have brought everyone together in this business.
I have murdered thousands of hilly churls, my guy. Dozens or hundreds of people does not stand in my way.
Everyone will try their best to defend this industry that we've worked to build. It will be a long and difficult fight, even for you, Cyno. And even if you manage to win in the end, no one will thank you. If anything, you yourself might even feel remorse. Why are you so bent on putting us out of business?
Everyone has their own reasons for what they do. I don't have to explain mine.
Here's some tea, Dad. And for the guests, too.
Aw.
Right. I forgot to offer tea to our guests. Thank you.
Don't mention it. And, I should tell you that our tea tastes kind of bitter, but I put some sugar in to make it a little tastier.
That's my girl. Do we still have any sugar left? If not, I'll buy some more next time.
Yes, we do. Okay. I'm gonna go have a rest now.
Didn't you say that everyone's in it for the massive profits? That sure doesn't seem to be the case for you.
Actually, that's what I wanted to talk to you about. I was hoping to ask you for a favor.
I think he's being undercut, even though he's part of the scheme.
My daughter was born with a chronic disease, so she has a relatively weak heart and lungs. Even slightly strenuous exercise can cause her to faint and prove to be a life-threatening risk.
What the hell, Hoyo?
That's why she never really had any friends to play with, and why she locks herself up in her room most of the time. She has to take lots of medicine, and it doesn't come cheap.
Hoyo hates kids. Episode 43.
As for me, I was just an average merchant. I would wake up early and travel all around to make a profit. But the Mora was still nowhere near enough. I could only watch my daughter's health deteriorate day by day.
That's rough.
Until one day, someone reached out and showed me a way to really make a profit.
Selling canned knowledge.
That's right. With all the Mora I made, I could finally afford medical treatment for my daughter. Nothing made me happier than seeing her get better. There are many others like me. Smuggling canned knowledge might seem like an unforgivable crime to you, but to us, it's a means of survival. I wanted to tell you all this so that maybe you could understand and change your mind. Please, stay out of this, Cyno. Give us a way to survive.
Oh no. That means that if we prevent the sale of canned knowledge, his daughter will...
I must get to the truth. I can find someone to help treat your child, but I cannot turn a blind eye to the smuggling. These are two completely different issues.
I somehow knew you would say that. But having your word to help my daughter is enough for me. Since you insist on continuing the investigation, you should have a look around the back of my home. You'll find some goods I received just recently. I think everything will become clear to you once you see them.
It's a body. It's a body.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Look at all of this.
That's a different one.
Yes. All neatly packed away and organized in boxes. To think that this is only one dealer's worth. Small producers couldn't possibly support such a large quantity of goods. Could the academia have a hand in this? But such a volume of goods wouldn't be able to slip through inspection.
Huh? Look. These seem different from the other knowledge capsules we've seen. Maybe they contain knowledge about the Court of Desolation.
Yes, that would make sense. Wait, what's this?
Some sort of marking we've never seen before.
Yes, it's a Matra seal, indicating that the goods have passed Matra inspection. I started to suspect that someone in the academia might be involved when I found the tracker earlier. But how they could ship so much canned knowledge out of the academia was still a mystery. The pieces have now all fallen into place. With this Matra seal, goods can leave the academia without undergoing a second inspection.
Interesting.
No wonder they don't want me to investigate. It turns out that a Matra is behind this. Even I find it hard to believe.
It could be a misunderstanding.
Could I ask you for a favor, Traveler?
No.
Since all this canned knowledge came from the academia, then it's highly likely that the knowledge regarding the Court of Desolation originated from research files stored within the academia. If we can enter the repository, we can find out who accessed these files. But considering my current status, if I suddenly show up at the academia now, it will only draw unnecessary attention.
True.
You'll need to be the one who checks the records. I'll write a letter to Nabil, and he'll take you there.
Sure thing. Leave it to us.
I'll also keep working here in the meantime. Although our leads are all currently pointing to someone within the academia, it's obvious that they also have power outside of it. We can get more information on other dealers from Bahari.
Hello?
I'll stay here and make some preparations. You can come find me anytime if you uncover more info.
Interesting. These guys are probably both head empty, aren't they? Yep.
If you start sniffing around the academia, it won't be long before people catch on to you. And once word gets out, they'll soon be after my daughter and I.
Don't worry. I'll find them before things escalate that far. But if you still feel uneasy, then why don't you tell me about anyone else you know who was involved? The more information I have, the safer you will be.
All right.
That is one of the most subtly threatening things Cyno has ever said.
I just want to get better. I don't want to be stuck at home by myself anymore.
Okay. All the way up here. Okay, where's the... Is it? It's this one, right? That's the waypoint that's up close to that? Coffee. Yes. This is the one. I'm still so lost wandering around Sumeru City.
Hello, we meet again.
We do.
Have you managed to find Cyno? If so, how's he doing? I read the letter and must admit that I hadn't expected things to be so serious. Sorry. Had I known it would be so dangerous, I never would have gotten you two involved.
It's alright. We wanted to help Cyno too.
I can tell that he really trusts you. The research files stored away in the restricted repository are far from ordinary. Everything there is essentially about dangerous research that's forbidden by the academia. Even I don't usually have authorization to enter. But with this letter from Cyno, it shouldn't be a problem.
Forbidden research.
That's right. Granted, the academia is very supportive when it comes to research. They encourage scholars to conduct all kinds of studies. However, some forms of research have proven to be so dangerous that the Matra have to step in and put a stop to them. Normally, after some particular research becomes prohibited, the majority of the related files will be destroyed. But some information may be retained as a record to warn later researchers. Such information is kept in the restricted repository, which is heavily guarded.
The restricted section. We're going full Harry Potter here, aren't we?
Follow me. I'll show you. Hopefully, we'll find the answers that Cyno is looking for.
The restricted repository. Sounds kinda dangerous. We'd better keep an eye out.
Hey, Nita. Yeah, so weird to think that this whole quest is pre-Act 5. Students out of bed! Lisa's restricted
Okay, I understand.
Do you know?
Since Cyno is vouching for you, I suppose we can trust you. You may browse the information regarding the Court of Desolation. Ask me if you have any questions. But I'd suggest avoiding any other research files. Sometimes the less you know, the better.
Secret door opens in the wall. I'm a fan of secret doors opening up in walls.
So this is the restricted repository. I never thought I'd see the inside of it. This is a first for both you and me.
Do you also know Cyno?
There are many who do not openly converse with others within the academia. But even so, there are very few who I feel could be trusted with a real secret. Cyno happens to be one of them.
Word.
Even though he's no longer in the academia, I still trust him. And that goes for anyone he trusts as well. The files are over there. Just make it quick.
Colonel, I'm in. He literally told me not to. He literally told me not to touch anything else, and the first thing I do is touch the first thing that's interactable. I'm going to scroll through this like this, and I will probably go back and read that later.
Oh, there's a lot to read
Never mind.
here. Have you found anything yet?
Murtada Radkani. This researcher's name sounds familiar. Oh my gosh, I can't stand it when I do that.
It reminds Paimon of Cyno's former partner.
His former partner? That would be Taj Radkani. But you're not far off. Murtada Radkani was Taj's only son.
What? Taj's son went to prison for researching the Court of Desolation?
Why do you sound so surprised? You're a Matra, aren't you?
It's just that they arrested him in secret, so it was never publicly known. All I knew was that Taj's son was taken to prison. It's not just me. I bet even Cyno didn't know about it.
Is there a way you could meet Murtada?
No. Unfortunately, there isn't. He took his own life not long after he went to prison.
Oh, damn.
You've heard about Taj, right? I know Nabil has. Every Matra knows him. I would say he's probably pushing 50 this year, which makes him one of the most experienced Matra. He is a man of integrity and honesty, and has made countless achievements. His reputation goes back a long way now. He used to be Cyno's only partner. Taj is also skilled with the polearm, so the two of them used to practice together when they weren't out on a mission.
Ah, right. I heard Cyno mention that before. But one day, Taj suddenly decided to retire from active duty and transfer to an administrative position. I wonder if it had anything to do with the Murtada incident.
Taj was already very well known by the time Murtada was born. So when Murtada came to study at the academia, everyone had high expectations of him. he had to face a lot of pressure. Then he had an unpleasant dispute with his father, but they were eventually able to work things out. Not long after they had reconciled, Mortada was caught studying the Court of Desolation, which is in violation of Academia rules. Taj arrested his son and put him behind bars. He begged for leniency, but Taj wouldn't agree. Shortly after, Mortada slit his own throat with the pieces of a broken bowl. By the time Taj arrived at the scene, it was already too late. He never had a last chance to see his son. Since then, Taj has been periodically coming to the repository. He'll hold the files from his son's research with a remorseful look on his face. I guess that's why he chose to move to administrative work.
I had no idea that happened. That must be really hard for Taj. I've never heard him mention that to anyone.
Well, I wasn't expecting that today.
That's awful. Paimon feels terrible now. Are you okay, Traveler?
You said Taj comes to the repository?
Wait, don't tell me you're starting to suspect Taj now. Impossible. Taj would never do that. I mean, yes, he does have a big reputation and has access to such research, but this is Taj we're talking about. He would never do anything against regulations. Never.
But if you claim that the canned knowledge was originating from the Academia, then Taj is indeed a suspect. Because he was the only one who could have recently gone through research files about the Court of Desolation. There are so many files about those ruins that it would be difficult to restart any research, since the 7 original researchers were put behind bars. It's hard enough just trying to make sense of these files. However, if the files were made into canned knowledge, they could be understood immediately. By doing so, one could restart the research outside the Academia without anyone ever noticing.
True.
But even so...
According to the legends, the treasures inside the Court of Desolation could allow someone to see beyond life and death, or even bring the dead back to life, right? So maybe Taj is trying to bring Mortada back. Though I don't really believe Taj would ever try to do something like that. I'm just telling you what I know. It's the job of the Matra to find the truth and track down criminals. Do you have any questions? If not, it'd be best if you would leave now.
Paimon's kinda confused. What should we do from here?
Ask somewhere else. That's where we're gonna go next, Paimon.
Now that I think about it, Cyno suspected that the canned knowledge was coming from within the Academia, right? There's no way so many boxes could ever get through without drawing any attention. Maybe we could try asking people around the gate of the Academia and see what we can find. Don't worry, Taj. I won't let your reputation be tarnished.
Why did it take me so long to get that Taj Mahal joke, Palaquin?
Alrighty then, let's go ask around.
Let's. My goodness. Secret text interpretation manual. Records of an account of a Haravatat researcher being sent to prison for deciphering forbidden documents. Nifty. Any books I can pick up here? Researchers expelled studying mechanical life forms. For studying mechanical life forms. As in mechanical life forms? And he was expelled? Expelled. Huh. My brow is ing right now. Inquire about recent shipments. Weird. Meanwhile, Nahida just running with her arms out through the halls.
have you seen any large shipments of goods leaving the academia recently?
Huh. Well, yes, but isn't that pretty normal? The academia consumes so many resources each day. Everything from cooking ingredients, raw materials, even equipment for experiments. It's normal for goods to be coming in and out.
What kind of goods?
Right, but we're looking for shipments with a Matra seal. Have you seen any like that?
That I'm not too sure of. I normally wouldn't notice whether the goods have any seals or not. Maybe you should ask someone else.
Why does he seem sus? Xbox wings look so cool on Nita. Hey, you!
Excuse me, have you seen any large shipments of goods leaving the academia recently?
No, not that I'm aware of. Perhaps you could ask someone else?
I don't trust anyone. I don't trust any of you.
Excuse me, have you seen any large shipments of goods leaving the academia recently?
Huh? Why do you ask?
I'm just checking to ensure nothing unusual has happened.
Well, I can't say it's unusual, but I did notice something. There's a Kashar researcher who's been making frequent shipments recently. Dozen of large boxes each time, if not more. When I asked him about it, he said they just contained a bunch of old worn-out machines. The Kashar used to often sell scrap machines to traveling merchants, so I didn't really think anything of it. But he's been making a lot of shipments lately. There weren't ever so many outdated machines before.
And you didn't think this to be curious, did you?
And you didn't find that suspicious?
That's what I said.
Why didn't you report it for inspection?
Well, the boxes were stamped with a Matra seal. Why should I bother? Of course, I did start to wonder about the seal once, thinking that maybe they forged it or something. But you know what happened? A man named Taj came here and told me that he'd already inspected the goods personally and ordered me to leave the researcher alone. I couldn't question his word, could I?
Possible. There must be some sort of mistake. There's no way Taj would ever...
Just everyone speaking very evenly. Just calm down, everyone.
No, I won't believe it. Taj is an honorable man. Someone must be trying to frame him. Wait, I know another Matra who works with Taj. I can ask him to let us speak with Taj.
Meow.
As I've already told you, I don't have any way to contact Taj. A few Eremites showed up looking for Taj yesterday, and he met with them in his office. I was standing outside of the door, and I vaguely heard them say, "Found it." Before I realized it, the door opened, and Taj left with the group of them. I noticed that he had also changed into Eremite attire.
Oh, weird.
But Taj didn't come to work today, so I've also started to feel a little concerned about the whole thing. If you'd like to speak with him, maybe you can try visiting his home. He lives just on the outskirts of Sumeru City.
A group of Eremites? Could Taj really be the one making all the canned knowledge?
No way. Taj is just like Cyno. They're considered heroes among the Matra. There is no way that he would...
Let's go to his home and have a look.
Fine. Looks like there's no other choice.
Correct.
Hey, don't let it get to you just yet. We'll get to the bottom of this once and for all.
You need to stay focused, boy. Boop and boop. I'm still humming about being expelled for sentient machine magic or sentient machine research or whatever. Living machines. Mortal engines. What a quaint little hut.
So, this is Taj's place. There doesn't seem to be anyone here.
Well, what should we do then? Do we break in?
No. Wait, the door's unlocked. Did Taj leave in a hurry? Well, anyway, we're still not sure if he's the real culprit. Probably not a good idea to go in without permission.
There's another option, and it's never stopped me before.
You're right. Even if we apply for a warrant now, we won't be able to do anything until tomorrow at the earliest. This is an emergency. I just hope Taj doesn't mind.
I believe they refer to this as exigent circumstances.
What's this?
It's a paper full of names written on it. Oh, and a map. Nabil, can you make any sense of this?
Yes, this is definitely Taj's handwriting. These papers look like records. These are the transactions between Taj and some other people. From the look of the numbers, the scale of this smuggling case is absolutely massive. The whole operation involves more than 300 people, including dozens of celebrities. These are famous scholars, merchants, mercenaries.
Why is there a dog whining nearby?
I have a feeling that Cyno might be unaware of what he's up against. There's no way anyone could face such a large organization on their own.
Or he is aware of that. Yeah, and he even so he won't back down. Or he is aware of it and he's like, I don't care. Like, I'm gonna. Cyno definitely seems like the type to be like, oh, I'm gonna take down all of these powerful people. Pfft, I don't care.
You're right. That's just who he is. As for the map, it appears to indicate the location of the Court of Desolation. Let's take it to Cyno and let him decide how to proceed.
It's there. But that's Aru Village, isn't it?
If Taj really has turned on his honor and committed these terrible acts, then I suspect that he might already be at the Court of Desolation as we speak. I don't want to suspect him, but I also don't know him very well. Maybe Cyno will know what to do.
All right, we'll give these to Cyno and see. Let's go.
Head empty. Okay, that was down south. Down south. That was down south of Awu Village, wasn't it? No, it wasn't. It was down south of the Eye of the Sands. I thought Eye of the Sands was Awu Village. Which is what Aru Village is when Dia is there. Moving on. Okay, so meet up with Cyno. Wait, hang on. Oh, we gotta meet up with Cyno first. I can't go there directly? I guess it's not my I guess it's not my objective yet to go there. Aru Werewolves of London. Aru, mate. I'm right here. Want chest. You have loot. Therefore you die.
Rain outlines your face. This may turn a little.
360 no scope.
Rain cutter. This way.
Did I unsocket one of Shinobu's artifacts? Why does Hyperbloom seem like it's not doing as much? or were those guys just tanky as balls? Tank Kaya build?
I wonder who this gift could be from.
Oh my gosh, that was so risky. If the quest just started and then he just fell to her death.
Well, Cyno, what do you make of it?
Taj. It's been a while since I last saw him. From what I remember, he is a straight-laced man. Although he would resort to extreme measures from time to time. He would never do anything against his beliefs.
So do you think he's the one behind all this?
I'm still not sure. I cannot imagine how devastating the incident with Mortada was for him. Nor can I deny the possibility that people can change.
There's so much like circumstantial evidence around him though that even if he's not the ringleader, he must be just like a cog in the machine. He's got to be at least in some way involved, right?
Whether it's out of love for his son or for other reasons, we have to see for ourselves to judge him. Or rather, the person he's become.
The evidence is stacked against him now.
That's right. It's clear that he had a hand in this case, yet he made no report of it. There's no doubting that. That's also why I need to see him. I must ask his reasoning and judge him myself. Time is ticking. Let's go.
Now we go over there. You guys were like you have to tell Cyno where we need to go first before he can just go immediately to the place on the map. I was like, ow. You right? Also, I mentioned this before, but have you guys all read the lore behind these wings? All of the wings have lore. And I was not expecting such a lore drop from Xbox wings. Very interesting. Everything has lore. So the lore on those is it's literally about it's like from the perspective of Dane, right? Not the perspective of Dane, but it talks about the golden-haired crown princess being a successor to the previous king of the Abyss. Boop. Hey, a chest. A big one, too. There's a lot of the big chests that I haven't gotten, I feel like. Like, there's a lot of common ones that I've ran across, but I feel like I haven't gotten... I feel like there's a lot of big chests in Sumeru that I haven't gotten yet. Like the Precious and, the Precious chest. Ooh, oh, I don't have an archer. Here, I can do this, though. Hey, come here. Oh, I blew myself up. That was your fault.
I will have order. No, my sword.
Where am I?
I'll settle this. Make yourself at home. I see everything.
Oh, my ass, die! You dead, bro. You're like 1 HP. Whoa, my shield's already gone.
Rain outlines your fate. Let me stand with me.
Yeah, grow.
Did that guy die? Did this guy over here just die for ow from damage from the fire that he was standing too close to? Whoa, look at this.
Where do you think you're going?
Nowhere. Oh, that's not quite cooled down yet. Get back in your tent. That was badass. When she died, like when she was defeated, she didn't kneel down and turn to dust or anything. She just turned around and slowly walked away. I did. What is Cyno? Okay, hang on. What is Cyno's specialty? Have I gotten one of his things before? How did she know what it was? I mean, she probably just looked it up. My wife has a scarabs. Scarabs? My wife brought food. Cooking is her favorite. It's like a pyramid of rice. And that's exactly what my wife just brought in, and she was like, "It's Cyno's specialty." And I was like, "What? What?" Food specialty, not scarabs. Thanks, babe. Because it's like 7:15, and I still haven't finished this quest, and I intend on doing Yoimiya's as well, and I haven't eaten yet. So. Pardon my chewing real quick. Okay. Last time she did that was during Squirthon. She brought Noelle's signature pancakes. She's the best. Whoa, wait, where are we going? How'd I get down there? I didn't anticipate, I may have to hold off on Yoimiya's quest. I didn't anticipate me taking so long, with these quests. I don't know why. I even told my wife before I went live, I was like, all right, I'm gonna try to be focused. I'm gonna try to stay focused and yap as little as possible. This is Cyno's part 1, isn't it? Correct? Court of Desolation. Oh, hey, I have all the recommended elements as well. My Sniper Bloom team. I wanted to do both, because tomorrow we're going to do the reaction stream. Oh, jeez. Almost dropped the fork off my desk.
So this is the Court of Desolation. Are there really any treasures buried here? Oh, Paimon's kind of nervous. Could it be dangerous?
Of course
Don't
not,
worry.
Paimon.
You'll be safe with me.
Wait, hold on. Is this his signature weapon? Why did Candace use that in her demo? Look at his weapon's crit rate. Holy. 70 and 192. Okay, a drill. Wow, his normal attack cycle looks so cool. It's very fast too, especially those first two.
Outlines your fate. Rain cut.
Futile. Resistance is. What usually is Cyno used as? I say it a lot when we get trial characters that I always use them as main DPSs, just because we get a trial character, I want to use them. I want to see their skills and their normal attack cycles and stuff. What is Cyno normally used as? As main DPS. All right.
Look, these walls have definitely seen better days. Was there some sort of fight here? Let's keep going and see what we can find. Lightning,
nowhere to run.
Okay, let me understand his burst more. Called upon a divine spirit to indwell him, morphing into a pact sworn path clearer. Okay, normal charge, plunging attacks convert to electro damage that cannot be overridden. Oh, interesting. That cannot be overridden. That's handy. Cyno's elemental mastery and resistance to interruption will increase. And you said, while the enter an Enseer state at intervals, while that eye pops up, E attack when he's bursting. Ooh.
Whoa, is it just Paimon? Or did that passageway just rotate?
Paimon, that's exactly what just
Start
happened.
moving again, is it? Either way, we should be careful.
Paimon, that's exactly what happened. What do you mean, is it just you? That reminded me of like Zelda-like puzzles. They're chill. They're kind of cute when they're all curled up. Should I kill the sleeping scorpions? They're chill. They're just sleeping. Do it for equality's sake. They don't even drop meat because they're domain creatures. You get to live today. Whoa. Whoa! Invisistairs! Oh my gosh. That was trippy for a second. Kinda still is. I wasn't sure.
Hopefully that's our way in.
Oh, I wasn't sure what was moving. It really reminded me of like old Zelda puzzles.
That eye seems to be staring right at us.
That's fine.
This place gives Paimon the creeps. You go first.
Oh my gosh, that throws me off every time. Rotate it and do it. Oh! Wait, hold on. Rotate and do it again? Oh my gosh. Okay, I'll take... Fine, I'll take the stairs, game. Oh, wait, but I can't touch that when I... Oh! Oh my gosh, this is trippy. I thought I had to, make both of them move back. Hi! I'm new here.
I will have order.
I'm new here and I will have order.
No, my sword.
Judgment is upon you. Your penance is due.
Holy crap. He's already gone. Chong-Li's pillar. What's the damage multiplier doing an E attack in the middle? That seems was that just me? That seemed like that did crazy damage. Which is what you guys literally what you guys said, but oh my gosh, this is pretty. Oh yeah, like Breath of the Wild beasts, Nightwalker.
Taj.
Ah, Cyno. It's been some time since I've seen you last. I trust you are doing well. Seeing that you've made it all the way here, you must be on the cusp of wrapping up your investigation, I presume. Even faster than I expected. Is it because you have some new partners now?
And that empty head smile that we love so much.
That's right. This case is nearly closed. But the most important answer still eludes me. Was it all your doing? Smuggling the canned knowledge? The research of the Court of Desolation?
Yes, it was me.
Unabashed.
Then explain why.
That's the difficult part. Let's just say I've changed. I've become a selfish coward who only wants to pursue his own interests.
I find that hard to believe.
Oh, really? Way I see it, every person will end up like me sooner or later. When you're young, you press forward, unattached, living solely for the justice in your heart. But as you begin to age, you start to become more cautious. You know many things are wrong, but still turn a blind eye to them. I was the same. I never questioned my actions until Murtada died. I could feel the justice that I once strived to uphold slowly crumbling in my heart. I was completely dedicated to all that I did, but as I grew older, I found myself feeling alone, miserable. Can you imagine what it feels like to not have the will to live, but not be able to die?
That reminds me of Dane, actually. In a weird way. Like his curse of immortality.
Murtada was sent to prison by my own hands. I set myself on this painful path. My son hated me till the day he died, and now I must live with that pain and regret. I failed him as a father. But now I have a chance to make it right. A chance to reunite with him. The Court of Desolation. Here lies the key to overcoming life and death. The power to even bring the dead back to life.
Ugh, bro.
So, did you already find what you needed here?
See this door behind me? Behind it lies the treasures that I seek. I'm so close, Cyno. If only you hadn't arrived now, I could already have...
Enough conjecture. What has happened is already part of the past. You cannot bring the dead back to life. In the end, the treasures you seek are nothing but myths and legend.
Since you're so sure, why don't you just let me open the door and see then?
No. I sense danger behind that door. There will be dire consequences the moment you open it.
I beg you, as an old partner, can you let me fulfill my last wish just this once? Surely you get it by now. Doing your job without mercy will only drive people away from you. I'm the prime example.
I don't overthink things. If there is only one way for me to defend my principles, then that is the path I will take.
Seems there's no convincing you. All right then. Let's see if your polearm skills have improved at all.
He put his hand up like stop? Oh, never mind. Never mind, we are fighting. Solidify. Oh, hello. Oh, isn't it if you kill the familiars first,
leave you a verse.
Surrender!
That it benefits the damage that you do to...
Your strength.
You feel it, don't you? I'm stronger than you remember. I gained new power when I entered the Court of Desolation. This is only a taste of it. Once I open the door behind me, this power will be complete. Even life and death will have no grip on me.
Uh-oh. We have to stop this guy!
I won't let you open that door.
I wouldn't be so sure. I'm afraid it won't be easy to stop me now that you're injured. Or are you ready to sacrifice your life for this?
I'll do what I have to.
I still remember when we first became partners. You were always charging forward and putting your life on the line, just like now. Even after all this time, you still haven't changed.
You haven't changed either. You left that list of names and map in your house on purpose, didn't you? You wanted me to be able to find you here. All of this was just part of the act you were putting on. What happened just now was also part of your plan. You might have fooled those on the list, but you will not fool me. I had my suspicions from the beginning, but I couldn't be sure until we fought. If he really had changed, your fighting style wouldn't be as it was before.
Huh? What do you mean, Cyno?
He never planned on opening the door. His true intention was...
What's happening?
Seems our time is running short. Let me make this quick then. After Mortada died, my spirit was crushed. For a long time, I was hoping this reality was just some terrible nightmare. I hoped I would just wake up and be able to see his smiling face again. That is when I was approached by someone who wished to collaborate and find the Court of Desolation together. I did some investigation of my own and discovered they were part of a massive organization. People from every walk of life are involved. They are relentless in their search, pouring countless Mora into secret research, even sacrificing lives in hopes that the Court of Desolation would appear.
No wonder banning the research wasn't enough. A full-scale operation was already in motion.
I'm a flesh and blood human like anyone else, so I obviously hesitated and considered it. The thought of bringing my son back tugged at my heart, but in the end, I came to my senses. I knew that I could not let myself go down that path.
I am listening and paying attention to what he says. However, the shadow on his nose blinking was a bit distracting. But
I suddenly came to a realization amidst my suffering. The Court of Desolation, a place that once drove people to tragedy, was still doing so even centuries later. As long as this place exists, people will recklessly seek it out, just as Mortada did, generation after generation, regardless of the cost. Let it be buried beneath the sand forever. Once the Court of Desolation is gone, there will no longer be anyone obsessed with seeking it out.
the damage on the walls we saw on our way here, he did, because he's going to destroy it. Is he going to go down with it too then? Like, is that his end goal as well?
That's right. I acted as if I had abandoned my convictions just so that they would cooperate without raising any suspicion. This was the only way I could find and destroy this place. But that wasn't enough. I needed someone I could trust to bring the organization to justice. The academia forbids the research of the Court of Desolation, so they would never approve my plan in the first place. To add to the problem, the organization is so powerful that they even have members working within the academia. If I wished to destroy the organization, I couldn't just count on the academia alone.
So, you pretended to be the one behind all this as a test for me.
I'm sorry, but now I am assured. You haven't changed at all. You are still as you always were, fearless and making no compromise. Anyway, this place is collapsing. You must leave now.
Wait! Aren't you leaving too? There are still loads of bad guys to catch outside!
His fate is already sealed. There is no life left inside him. He is like a candle with no more wick to burn.
To open the Court of Desolation, one must sacrifice their life.
You planned it all from the very beginning, didn't you?
Huh.
Risking being treated as a traitor to collaborate with them. Sacrificing your own life to open and destroy the Court of Desolation.
Regardless, I made a grave mistake by allowing the smuggling and the research of this place. Let this be the final judgment on myself. I was always so busy with work that I never made time to fulfill Mortada's wishes. Finding this place was his biggest wish. Since I'll be reuniting with him here, I can only hope he won't have anything more to hold against me. I'll leave all those people on the list to you. Sorry for all the trouble I've caused.
There's nothing to be sorry for. We are partners. If you see Mortada, send him my greetings. Goodbye, old friend.
Damn. And he just sits down like a boss.
Dad, why are they so strict with me? I'm always the only one who gets in trouble.
Just leave me alone! Don't worry, I won't damage your precious reputation.
Alright, Dad. Let's start over. By the way, I finally found an area of research I wish to pursue. Why can't you show even a little leniency? Why?
Because we are Matra.
Brutal. Oh, 7. Dude, the quality of these quests.
The Court of Desolation has
Disappeared. Dude, bro, the quality of these quests from from 1.0 to now. Oh my gosh. And this isn't even, there's still Fontaine and Natlin to go as well. Dude. Good guy is bad guy is good guy. Exactly. It's 100%. World Quest and Genshin. Man, that. Whew, boy.
Just as Taj said, that place had caused too many disasters and tragedies.
Also, Taj's VA knocked that out of the park too. That low grumbling, like low growly voice was so good for that.
Being buried in quicksand is its rightful end.
What about the organization?
To them, as long as there's more to be made, they will disregard the Academia's rules, whether it's the Court of Desolation or anything else. Their only goal is to make massive profits off of dangerous research. Taj may have set them back with the Court of Desolation, but it won't be long before they continue searching for another target.
True.
That's an opportunity that I will not let them have.
We'll help too.
Oh, that is that the hint at his part 2 quest you guys were talking about?
Thank you, but you've already done enough.
'Cause that's
Just leave the rest to me. I will bring them to justice myself. Besides, I promised you that I would sweep away any potential danger.
Because that's a really good cliffhanger to springboard you into the second quest, which I actually, the ones that have 2 quests, I never felt like it was springboarding you into the second one. Like it was like the first quest of Raiden, the first quest of Zhongli kind of ended at a bookend. That feels like it's opening up, like, you know, it's leaving the door open for the second one. I like that. I like there being a cliffhanger and kind of like an open door for the second one, instead of the first quest being a bookend, and the second quest being kind of them being their own separate things. I like that. That is kind of is leaving the door open.
So, that's what I'm going to do. Wait for me at Caravan Rebop 4 days from now.
Caravan Ribbit. Wait until 4 days later. My goodness. I'll wait here for 2 days, and then I'll wait for 2 more days as well. There's always months between story quests. We're at 2 hours, 10 minutes. I hate having things that I promised be unfulfilled. However, I don't think we're going to do Yoimiya's quest because I don't want to... I want to take my time with that one. I don't want to feel like I'm bumping up against a, like, oh, this is going to be a 6-hour video. I was cool with that with, like, Squirrethon stuff and with Act 5 of Sumeru. But, did you hear Nada's, me cut off Nada's voice line? Just, Yoimiya very, very late quest. And I hate kind of like having unfulfilled, like having that be something that I promised that I would do the stream and have it be unfulfilled. But I want to be able to take my time and like, okay, well, like we'll go into it as a new stream and not worry about working on, not worry about running up against a time limit or anything like that. And not even a time limit, but every journey has its end, don't rush. Isn't that one of Zhongli's lines? Yeah. So.
How about I take you on a walk?
Oh, can do after Lantern Ride, because that's one of the points of why we were doing the story quest. Is I wanted to meet as many people in canon as possible and do as much of their story quest as possible to get a better handle on, like, people that we hadn't met, like Baiju, or that we hadn't met. People that we had not met in any significant estimation, like Baiju, or people that I wanted to know more about them, like Cyno, before Lantern Rite. Lantern Rite releases in increments over the course of a week, so it might be good wait for it fully release. That might be a thing to do as well. Yeah, more R&R quest as well. We made some pretty good progress in last time we did R&R. I wonder how much more is left. Because we just had barely made it to Vanarana. Is that like the third of the way through point? Is that a quarter of the way through point? Boop, boop. 20%? Great.
We meet again. Thank you so much for all your help.
Nabil, what are you doing here?
Convicts from the desert are being escorted through Caravan Rebot, so I'm here to keep an eye on things. This should be the last group of them, so I'll be heading back to the Academia once they're cleared.
What's the situation?
The last few days have been quite the ride, but fortunately, I can say with confidence that this case is finally coming to an end. At first, the mercenary groups on the list were putting up quite a fight. They made several desperate attempts to cover up the truth. However, Cyno crossed the desert and took out their main camp overnight. After that, people on the list started to put pressure on the higher-ups within the Academia. Everyone was on edge, and the case came to a standstill.
And? Then what happened?
Well, then we received word that Taj Rudkani had sacrificed himself on the case. The news really stirred up the members of our ranks. The Matra then moved together against the enemy. We cleared out the traitors from within the Academia and arrested all the researchers on the list. Some of them managed to get out of the academia, but still failed to escape. The scattered criminals were captured by Cyno all across Sumeru. I even heard that someone was about to escape to Fontaine, but was still apprehended just at the border. Having more than 300 prisoners apprehended for interrogation has definitely shaken things up recently.
Is Cyno alright? He didn't get injured, did he?
He seems fine, but nobody knows the real situation. He brought over 300 suspects to judgment all on his own. Among them were even some of our former colleagues.
What a boss.
Not just the criminals are afraid of him. Even we start feeling a little nervous when he's around now. But even if we start feeling all self-conscious, thinking if we've done anything wrong, we're still always honored to have Cyno around.
I absolutely love how one of the smallest, skinniest characters in the game has such an aura of being an absolute badass. It's so cool. I brought it up when we were like episode 5 about how like Noelle is like uses the medium female model, but she was my first Claymore user, and I was like, man, this girl is swinging this giant sword around, swinging this giant buster sword around. It's so cool that someone small like Cyno has that energy that everyone just respects the hell out of him because they know what he's capable of.
By the way, are you guys here to see Cyno? I think I just saw him walking in that direction when I was on watch nearby. He was walking with someone I didn't recognize, and then before I knew it, they were nowhere to be seen. If you happen to see him, please send my regards.
Sure thing, Nabil. You be careful too. Don't let any of those bad guys escape.
Don't worry about me. If anything happens, you can find me at the Academia anytime. Farewell then.
Farewell then. Is that Tanari?
Trying to single-handedly bring 300 people to justice must feel pretty exhilarating, but I can assure you this is certainly not the best solution.
I'm aware. However, I learned something unexpected during interrogation. Apparently, someone had enticed Murtada Radkani into becoming interested in researching the Court of Desolation. Murtada had lived in his father's shadow all his life. Naturally, he wanted to conduct research that would seem groundbreaking and significant. After Murtada died, the organization tried to use Taj's shame regarding his son to add him to their ranks, toying with others' minds, treating lives like dirt, and doing anything for their own interests. This makes me angry.
Fine, I understand. This is a type of trap I've been working on which uses plants. Here, take some just in case you need them next time. If thrown into the mud, the trap will grow rapidly and disperse a pollen that has a paralyzing effect. I don't have much use for the traps these days, but maybe you will, and can help me collect more testing data.
We just witnessed a drug deal. Tainari just handing out shrooms to everyone.
Cyno! Tainari!
Hola.
Oh, so Tainari must be who Nabil saw earlier. Are you also here to see Cyno?
That's right. Cyno asked me to collect some medicinal herbs to treat a girl named Semin. I also dropped by just to check for any injuries. He seems to be fine physically, but he looks a little more lonely than I remember. And Cyno, relax. You don't always have to look so serious, you know. Why don't you play more Genius Invocation TCG, huh? Kale has always been a little wary of you, and your stern expression certainly isn't helping.
How is Kale these days?
She's grown a bit taller, but her grades could use some improvement. She still made many mistakes on her last test, even after I had marked all the important content in the book for her.
Tainari like adopted her. That's adorable.
After some time, I plan on having her go outside more. It just so happens that I have something she can help me with.
Huh? You mean Kale is leaving Avidia Forest? What happened?
I've asked her to host some ad hoc lectures to teach the dangers of canned knowledge, as well as how to use it safely. Although we've apprehended all the criminals behind the recent smuggling case, there are many people who are still curious and seek canned knowledge.
I'm sorry. I just got up and saw Minnie's chat message. Tainara was like, "Oh no." Anyway, here's a shroom. Sorry. Okay.
So, I decided to ask her to work on increasing knowledge and awareness on the topic. Please be sure to keep an eye on her.
I will.
If anything else happens, the three of you can find me in the Avidia Forest. Take care.
I've already caught those who were preparing to attack you in secret. Even if some criminals did slip through our fingers, they wouldn't know that you were involved in the case.
But what about you, Cyno?
It's still not time for me to rest yet. Those who died have fulfilled their wishes, but those who are alive must continue pressing forward. I've been thinking about what Taj said in the Court of Desolation these last few days. His words were not empty. People do change, and no belief can completely resist the erosion of time. I just hope my own change will come slowly, so that I can press on a little further. That way, those who see me as their superior, and those who are following in my footsteps, will learn courage from my example, just as I gained courage from my own superiors and my partner.
Hope it will make you happy, Cyno.
I'll be fine. I'm also enjoying my chat with you right now, you know. There are many things I feel better about once I start to talk about them. Many people want to go to the desert to offer condolences for Taj, but I didn't share details with anyone. I'd prefer to avoid revealing the location of the Court of Desolation.
Yeah, that's smart.
One day, I'll gather some flowers that grow in arid desert conditions. And then, I was hoping you'd join me in planting them on the remains of the Court of Desolation.
I would be honored. Also, there's a chest right there that I missed. I'd be honored.
I see everything.
Unreadable 60 primos!
By the way, something strange happened a few days ago. A merchant approached me and requested that I cover the cost of a desert travel kit. 1,250,000 mora. I didn't remember owing anyone mora, especially not that kind of amount. So I arrested the merchant on charges of provocation and disturbing the peace.
I don't know anything about that, homie. I don't know what you're talking about.
Do you know anything about this?
Paimon and Traveler are like, look at each other.
Nope. Paimon has no idea what that could be.
Not a thing. I don't know why it seemed do every quest? Does every quest give 60 primos? Why did I feel like that was like double the amount that a quest normally gives?
They all say Kasharawar gets the smallest budget, but I don't think Spontamad's treated any better.
They all give 60? I guess my memory is that of a squirrel. I was like, wow, that was a lot of primos for that quest. Now don't roast my radish. Okay. We didn't. Okay, no, we already used that one that I had. Radish on fire. I think that about does it for this one. Again, I'm sorry that I even put Yoimiya in the stream title. I feel bad about not about putting something in the title that I didn't end up doing. But we will do Yoimiya story quest when I can focus solely on that, take my time with it, and do, you know, our usual yap and stuff, and not worry about it being a 6-hour video. Hangouts also give 60? What am I thinking of then? They gave Anyway, that just seemed like a lot of seemed like a lot of primos. I was thinking of a trounce domain that I could use, that I could end the stream off with. However, I don't know who needs stuff right now. I mean, everyone needs stuff right now, but. I really want to build Mona because I'm really enjoying using her on Yenfei's team. However, I'm resisting the urge to throw boss materials at her and Mora and EXP materials because of the people that we are planning on pulling on. Shenhe and Buttons. I call her Buttons often because I genuinely don't remember what her name is. Chlorind. And because of all of you, I just remember her as Madam Buttons. And is it Arlecchino? You guys said that the CCH is pronounced as a K sound. And that banner also is rapidly approaching. Buttons is rapidly approaching. Arlecchino. Gotcha. And the I in Chlorind is pronounced with it as an A sound. Arlecchino. Really aggravates the enemy. Thank you for that, Pelican. Chlorand. Chlorine and chlorine and buttons. The same. Chlorine and. Okay, my brain is fried right now. Anyways. Chlorine and stilettos. Buttons and stilettos. Chlorine and father. Because look at these things. Those are spikes. I love her design so much. It's so good. I have a question. When does Chronicled come out in relation to this banner changing? Like does Chronicled... Is Chronicled part of Lantern Rite? Or is it just happened to come out at the same time as Lantern Rite? Because Lantern Rite also is the... Chronicled is immediately right after. Because Lantern Rite also is the... you can invite a 4-star Liyue character as well. Banner change. Okay. Damn it. So there's two that I want to pull on in the same space of time. So I might really want to consider... Shit. There will be 3 banners. Well, we'll cross that bridge. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it. One of the main reasons I wanted to go for Shenhe is because she's constantly in what you guys call cryo prison. I love her design, love her character, and I also want another cryo character. And she also just never comes back around. So I would love to pick her up if we're able to on Chronicled. And I would be okay losing my 50-50 to everyone on that banner, including Baizhu now. I would be okay losing my 50-50 to anyone, but I will go for Shenhe. Almost purely to add her to the collection. Same thing with Ningguang. I think I am going to go with Ningguang almost purely to add her to the collection. I know that, like, the constellations for people, because it was between Ningguang and... Xingqiu's C4. But even though Xingqiu's C4 would kind of be a game changer for me, I think I still am going to go for waifu over meta and add another character rather than get a constellation for it. It's a hard decision because Xingqiu is so useful. But I think I'm going to go for waifu over meta. Anyways, we will cross that bridge when we come to it. Shenhe is support, by the way, and I probably will use her. Okay. Here's something, not character archive. Here's something that I'm waiting for the comments about, because I know this is not what you're supposed to do. I know this is one of those things you're not supposed to do. I know Shenhe is support. I will use her as main DPS on this team. She will replace Kaya. Similarly to how Beto is an off-field DPS that I use as a main, that I use as an on-field DPS. It's kind of like if I ever want to just like play someone, like I played Gaming the other day. I just put him in this team because if you have Zhongli, Shinobu, and Xingqiu, you can kind of put whoever you want as the driver, and it kind of doesn't matter if you have really good supports. I've seen that online a couple times where like no, you can use such and such as a DPS. Yeah, if you have, yeah, you can use them if you have great supports. Someone's saying that like Amber can be a really good DPS, but they're using the 1.0 trio, and it's like, yeah, you can use anyone as a main DPS if you have the 1.0 trio maxed out, triple crowned, and level 90. So
there are still so many places for us to.
There are indeed. So that does it for today. I want to turn that music off. Thank you all so much for stopping by. I'm almost thinking that it's getting time to start thinking about next Squirathon as well. I think there's a lot to do. Obviously, like there's Lantern Rite. There's a ton of Sumeru quests and stuff. You know, there's the rest of Aranara, the rest of the desert, tons and tons of quests in Sumeru and in Liyue, and now the new island in Inazuma. Tons of stuff in Mondstadt even as well. Like there's so much stuff to do. I think maybe we Squirathon before Fontaine. So obviously, you know, that's gonna be a bit of ways away. But and also Akun, I saw that as well. Tighnari story quest may be a better, possibly a better bookend after Cyno's first story quest. Seems like possibly, because you guys are also saying that Yoimiya's can be done after Lantern Rite. So maybe in my Lantern Rite story rush, boss rush, maybe we Tighnari story quest. I'm thinking that tomorrow is going to be the reaction stream. However, I promised doing Mia story quest today, and I hate not living up to promises. So we will see how things turn out tomorrow. But at the very least, before Lantern Rite, so during this week, I will definitely be reacting to Maxer video and previous Lantern Rites, recaps, all that kind of stuff. We will do like a reaction stream, or it will probably be reaction streams, plural, and we'll be doing more story quests and stuff like that. So thank you all for stopping by. I appreciate every single one of you. Let's get some nuts to round this one out, and I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks again. Love you all. Bye.